football fans. This is Rachel George for Friday Night Varsity Flashback. It is week 12, the final week of the regular season, and we are out at Legion Stadium at Packed House tonight. Plenty of conference races to be decided. We'll have highlights in this show from Laney at Ashley, East Bladen at North Brunswick, Wallace Hill at James Keenan, and this game, Hoggard at New Hanover. Let's get started at Ashley, where the Screaming Eagles were trying to get their fourth win to become playoff eligible. The Bucks, meanwhile, were looking for their first win of the season. Laney gets things going early as TJ Lynch rolls out and completes this pass to Joseph McCall. The Bucks cap off the drive with a 3-yard dive by Ryan Lilly. They have the lead and the Bucks are excited. On Laney's next possession, Tevin Clay goes deep and finds Ernest Andrews for a touchdown and a 14-0 lead. But the Screaming Eagles get things going on offense with this pass to David Carter. Ashley scores the final 14 points of the game and goes on to win 33-27. That gives Laney its first winless season since 1993, while Ashley gets its fourth win of the year. After a three-way tie with Rose and New Bern, the Screaming Eagles end up fourth in the conference and wait to see if that's enough to make the playoffs. Now let's head over to Leland, where North Brunswick was trying to extend its winning streak to 4 games by topping unbeaten East Bladen. On the second play of the game, Jairus Thomas fumbles the ball and East Bladen recovers, setting the Eagles up with a short field. 4 plays later, A.J. McCoy gets some good blocks, makes a couple moves, and goes 31 yards for the touchdown and the lead. The Scorpions take over on offense as DJ Graham gets the ball like he would all night. He helps get North Brunswick into scoring range inside the 15, but the Eagles get back-to-back sacks and force the Scorpions to throw on third down. The Eagles' defense is a little better in this one as they hold on to win 20-13. East Bladen wins the Waccamaw Championship outright and heads into the playoffs unbeaten. Now up to Warsaw, where Wallace Hill was playing at James Keenan in a key Tri-County Conference matchup. Win and the Bulldogs get the conference crown to themselves. Lose and they'd have to share it with Pender. Both defenses kept it to a low-scoring game as fans came out in droves for this rivalry. Wallace Hill would get the better of the Tigers, taking this one 13-7. Omar Carr had 102 yards, and Devontae Herring ran for 130 yards and 2 scores for the Bulldogs, who won the conference title a year after going 2-10. Finally, let's head over to Legion Stadium, where Hoggard and New Hanover were coming in unbeaten in the conference. The Vikings were trying to win their 8th consecutive Mid-Eastern Conference title, while the Wildcats were hoping for their first one since 1994. With the Vikings up 10-7 in the second quarter, the Wildcats were driving and Jordan Betts completed this pass to Jameel James. That would get New Hanover in field goal range, but Nick Esquire's 50-yard attempt is blocked by Raheem Pearson. Now in the second half, the Wildcats try some trickery as running back Tevin Mishu takes the snap, hands off to Betts, but he gets tackled before he can make the pass. Hoggard gets back on offense again, and Javon Jenright airs it out to Ashton Fry, who makes a big first down catch. That sets up a 1-yard score by Rashad McDonald to end a 52-yard drive that put the Vikings up 16-7 after the extra point goes wide left. Late in the game, though, penalties start to hurt New Hanover as Montrell Sweet's 47-yard kickoff return gets called back on a hold. It was one of several mistakes the Wildcats made late in the second half. The offense tries to get something going as Mishu rips off a huge run, but the drive stalls and the Wildcats go for another field goal. This time, Esquire misses to the right, and the score stands at 16-7. Back on offense now for the Vikings. Jenright rolls out to the right, and Fry goes up for the catch, deflects it, and still comes down with the ball to get a first down at midfield. Later in the drive, Hoggard has 3rd and 3, but New Hanover jumps off sides to give the Vikings the first down. The Wildcats get the ball again and are driving late when Betts throws this pass up for James. It looks like a sure touchdown, but Sean Simmons deflects it and comes up big for the Vikings. New Hanover would have to settle for a field goal as Esquire makes this 29-yarder to cut the score to 16-10. The Wildcats try the onside kick, but it rolls out of bounds at midfield and the Hoggard fans are pumped. The Vikings drive goes nowhere, but takes some time off the clock. New Hanover got the ball back at its own 15-yard line with 1 minute 28 seconds left to play, but on the first play of the drive, Betts scrambles on the broken play and gets hit by Kevin Dunaway. Betts fumbles and it's recovered by Hoggard's Robert Huckabee. The Vikings ran out the clock from there and win 16-10. After starting the season 2-4, the Vikings won their 5th game in a row and again go into the playoffs as the Mid-Eastern Conference's top team. Let's hear from Hoggard coach Scott Braswell about his team's win Friday.
These guys deserve so much credit, and these assistant coaches deserve so much credit because the kids never gave up hope, never stopped believing, never gave up their pride in being a good football player and us being a good football team. Our assistant coaches just coached their rear ends off all year long. I thought coming out of the open week, October 2nd, and moving into conference play October 9th, I thought we were dramatically improved. And then each week we got a little bit better. Defense, just an incredible performance tonight. Our defensive staff, Coach Brown, Coach Underwood, and Coach Turner as defensive coordinator, just coach lights out. And those kids play so hard for them. Again, just so proud for those players to get to experience this championship.
Now let's take a look at other scores from around the area. Hoggard tops New Hanover 16-10. Ashley comes back to beat Laney 33-27. New Bern wins at home against Rose 28-14. North Brunswick loses at home to East Bladen 20-13. South Brunswick picks up a Waccamaw Conference win over Whiteville 15-14. West Brunswick wins at South Columbus 28-6. Wallace Rose Hill wins at James Keenan 13-7. Pender tops county rival Trask 14-13. Lakewood beats Union 38-26. Topsail falls to South Lenore 19-13. East Duplin tops Croatan 53-23 to finish the season unbeaten. East Columbus wins its first conference title, beating South Robeson 21-6. Red Springs wins its first game of the year, beating West Columbus 28-13. And Dixon at Jones was late.
Well, that's it for us this week, folks. Be sure to check back on Wednesday as we preview all of the first-round playoff games. But for this week, this is Rachel George for Friday Night Varsity Flashback on StarNewsOnline.com.